Ooh, we live. We are live. What is poppin', YouTube? Back again with another video. We are doing a live redraft mock draft tonight, and it's been fun. It's been absolutely fun the last few days, being able to do these mock drafts, to be able to hang out with this community. Honestly, last night was on. I look back and I told my wife when I got off stream, like one of the best nights as the YouTube creator, as a fantasy football content creator. And so we're going to just continue that. We're just going to continue that. So, like I said, we're about to get started. So it's super exciting. And we still got some spots left in this mock before we open it up to everybody. So if you're watching the replay, make sure you just skip ahead to when we actually get started with the sleeper draft. Tonight's goal, of course, and if you're watching the replay, we're trying to get to 460 subs. Let's see if we can do it. Last night was absolutely insane. Let's make tonight absolutely insane as well. So come draft with us. Links in the bio. We already got a few people in the draft. We got 4 people in the draft. So we're about to get this thing kicked underway. I'm about to open it up to more people in the redraft space. So that'll be happening here shortly. So like I said, appreciate everyone for tuning in here today. Let's let some people get in the live, some people get situated. And like I said, if you're watching the replay, just jump ahead so that we can hang out and you can kind of see how the draft then unfolds. Let me see if I even type that out. I'm terrible. Let me know how you're doing tonight if you're jumping in the chat. We are about to get this thing kicked off. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, we got to get a few more people in here. So let's appreciate everyone for tuning in here today. If you're jumping in the live, we are about to get things kicked off. Trey, shout out you, Eating Brother. Finished my first redraft last night. Care to rate the squad, homie? I would love to rate the squad. Are you down to do a mock draft tonight? Let me know, Trey. Let me know. Would love to also draft with you. But yeah. Let me give a quick rate of the squad as we get things rumping and underway. About to get things kicked off. And you know, the thing that we still need to talk about is the fact that this sleeper, like navigating sleeper, is not the best, not the easiest thing in the world to do. But we'll see how this goes. Let's go. First like of the night. Appreciate that, Trey, my brother. Appreciate that, Trey. We'll see if we can get a few more people up in here. Yeah, we're starting to fill up now. We are starting to fill up now. Yeah, keep typing that out, Trey. Like I said, 4 viewers. If you want to come jump in the mock, link is in the YouTube comments. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. We're putting out a fantasy football video a day at this point. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come draft with us. We got, how many spots we got left? 4 spots left, and then we're going to get this thing under the way. Trey says, perfect, full PPR, pick 2 of 12. No Superflex or premiums. I can't mock tonight. I drive for a living. I shouldn't even be texting. LOL. Trey, shout out to you, dude. Just listen. It's like, I don't think this is the greatest like podcast or driving content for you, but I hope it is. And so Trey, if that is, would love for you to like watch through some of my other videos and tell me what you think about it. So, but we got QBs, Lamar. We got wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson. I love Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson. Running backs, Ramondre, Javonte, Flex, Waddle. Dude, are you playing in a 10-man league? You said pick 2 of 12. You got pick 2 and you pick 12. That's insane, dude. This is like an A. This is like a very solid A. And like I said, I don't hand out A's easily. Hurricane Jude. Yes. Shoot, someone already jumped in. We filled it out. I put the link in the description. We'll do another one, though, Hurricane. We'll do another one. And we're going to get this thing up and underway. Off we go. Let's flip the screen so everyone can see the draft happening. CMC off at the 101. Yeah, Hurricane. We'll get you in the next one. Last night, Hurricane dude, honestly, It was the best stream we've had in a long time, dude. So hopefully tonight we can also have the same exact things happen. Yeah, Trey, shout out to you. We're excited for this. So Nifty's on the clock. And so we had CMC, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill go off the board. I actually just started like my first got invited to be in I would say a content creator type league this season, which is super exciting. I had the 107 and I got Cooper Kupp. So heavy hitter Rob, let my man Cooper Kupp. We on TV. People in the sleeper chat saying they're on TV, but I probably should put the comment because last night we were getting some interesting comments here. Oh, Hurricane, I didn't even see you get in this one, bro. Insane. Austin Eckler, Bijan Robinson, Nick Chubb, heavy hitter Rob, bro. You did this for me. You left Cooper Kupp fall right into my lap. Yeah, Hurricane. I always forget that you're what is a catch. I'm terrible at that. Remembering people's sleeper names and then remember their actual names. But I love Cooper Kupp. I would honestly be taking Cooper Kupp ahead of Nick Chubb. I love Bijan Robinson. I'm taking Cooper Kupp ahead of Bijan Robinson. And I'm taking Cooper Kupp ahead of Austin Eckler. That might be different depending on how you're looking at it. This is full PPR. So I love the value of the wide receivers. But that's kind of something that you have to kind of consider how you like to draft. And tomorrow we're putting out a video talking about legendary upside running backs. I talk a lot about Bijan. And then we're putting out the next day. We're talking about why Bijan is my favorite first round running back. Team 6 already left. Team 6 already left. They already said they draft Bijan and they say they're out. So shout out to this. So if you are just now tuning in, we're on the road. Shout out to the League FFB. Shout out to Andrew. He just got done with his stream. I imagine he also was on our stream last night, and we also have done a ton of content together. Go shout out that man. We're both on the grind to get to 500 subs. But tonight the goal is 460 subs. We're on the grind to 500, but if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Means the world to me as we continue to create the best fantasy football content possible, but that's not the focus here. The actual focus is creating the best fantasy football community, and I'm on the clock and I'm just chatting away. Let me see what wide receivers fell to me. Wide receivers are going off the board early. Early. Is this my first one where I go Patrick Mahomes? No. I guess I'll go Jalen Waddle. I don't love it. I would have loved Garrett Wilson to fall one more pick for me, but that didn't happen. But we're trying to create the best fantasy football community possible, and by doing that, right now, we don't have a Discord. We don't have anything like that. The one way you're going to find all my content is by following me on Twitter and subscribing right here so you get those notices so that you know when we're going live. And like I said, if we get enough people interested, we will run this back. We're going to run this back if we get enough people interested. That's kind of the goal. So like I said, I know we got 9 people watching, so hit that like button. Helps me out a ton. Best free way to support the channel because we do not demand any money for y'all. This is the best free entertainment on the market, and so we're just going to continue grinding it as we go. Shout out to Hunter for being here. He's in this one too. Hunter, have you ever drafted with us, or are you Hunsky? Is that you on Sleeper? I imagine that's you on Sleeper. That's a cool name. I need a better name in my Sleeper name right now. I used to be the Hernandez Hitman, and then I started doing this, so I switched my name. But I still have Aaron Hernandez as my profile picture. Garrett Wilson is a great value. I loved Garrett Wilson. I actually just started a draft today where I got Cooper Kupp and Garrett Wilson, and that was an absolute great start. So after I drafted Jaren Waddle, we had Derrick Henry, Patrick Mahomes, Tony Pollard, Devontae Smith, Jonathan Taylor, and Josh Jacobs. Let's pause right here, and let's just agree for 1 second that you should be taking Jonathan Taylor behind Josh Jacobs. I know we got Jonathan Taylor last night in the 3rd round, which felt absolutely insane. But when you're looking at it, Josh Jacobs, both of them are in a little bit of predicament with situations, but Josh Jacobs' situation kind of seems to have gotten resolved today, whereas Jonathan Taylor is still up in the air. So I will be taking Jonathan Taylor after Josh Jacobs. Do I prefer Jonathan Taylor over Josh Jacobs just in a vacuum? Yes. But until we see his situation solidified, I'm a little bit cautious with Jonathan Taylor. But I love me some Jahmyr Gibbs. So that's a great start. I love that. Shout out Jude for being here. Hopefully I said it right. Is it Jude or Judd? I'm right here. I'm reading the D's. The double D's are definitely driving me a little insane and catching my attention. So what can I say? What are your thoughts on Jonathan Taylor this year? Kind of hitting. I know you probably just sent this in, and I know there's a little bit of delay. So my thoughts on Jonathan Taylor, like I said, here I'm on the clock. I'll continue my thoughts on Jonathan Taylor in a second. Where are we at tight end wise? Nope. Do we do it? Do we do it? Oh, man. I guess we do it. I'm still in on Ramondre a little bit, but I do prefer to grab Jahmyr Gibbs in the third round. But getting back to Jonathan Taylor, I love the value. I mean, I think we were talking like earlier this offseason, you would have to be taking Jonathan Taylor right where you took Saquon Barkley, right where you took Stephon Diggs. Like, those are the areas of the draft that you would have to take him. But since you don't have to take him that early, you have to kind of wait, of course, until the back end of the second, which feels like great value, but like there's just so much in flux with Jonathan Taylor's situation, with the fact that even if he does play for the Indianapolis Colts, like those receptions are not going to be along the same lines that they were 2 seasons ago when he was the RB1 overall. So that's my concern with Jonathan Taylor. Like, I think he gets more touchdowns this season, like not the 20 that he had in his, like, last year he had, I think, 8. And the year before that, when he had his amazing season, he had 20 total touchdowns. So even if he gets back to like 15, I just don't think that reception mark is going to get back to the point when he was playing alongside Carson Wentz to benefit him, fully. So I still prefer like Josh Jacobs over Jonathan Taylor, but it kind of is just you're kind of T. Shout out to 8 viewers tuning in right now. We have 2 likes, so if everyone could drop a like, best free way to support the channel, helps me out a ton. Yeah, Jacobs is a hell of a value right now. I totally agree with that. It's especially when you, based on what he did, top 5 running back last season, and now he's being drafted, outside the top 5, essentially. I think people just love the upside of the other guys, but like, even if Josh Jacobs still has the same amount of upside, so the offense, there's a lot to be said about like Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs in this terrible offense, but they're going to get theirs. Like, someone has to touch the ball for the Raiders. As much as the quarterback play might be suspect, someone's going to be touching the balls. Oh my goodness. Someone's going to be touching the ball. Everyone laugh. I know, everyone laugh at me for that little mishap, but everyone's going to be touching the ball in that, offense. So I think Adams and Jacobs are going to be fine. He ain't getting 15 on the Colts. Hunter, it's hard to say. I mean, someone's going to have to score for the Colts. Someone's going to have to score. That's kind of how I view it. And now we are at the point where it's like, Brees, welcome to the squad. Falling all the way to the 4-5. Insane value. But Hunter, I strongly disagree with you, but I also don't think he's getting 20. So, like I said 15. 15 is probably high. I agree. But you can't say that he's going to get more than 10. So, like, could we agree on maybe 12 or 13? That's kind of where I feel there. Hurricane. Pause button, unpause. Skibob, shout out to you, says, I feel like JT goes to Miami. I think JT could go to Miami. I think the Rams are also in play. I heard that was potentially a destination for him, but we'll see what happens with him. I love Jonathan Taylor so much. It's just hard for me to say, yes, let's ship him off to the Rams. Like, that doesn't necessarily make me super excited. So, but shout out to everyone for tuning in here tonight. We're trying to get to 460 subs. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Helps me out so much. Hit that like button. We're at 2 current likes. We're trying to get up to 5 or 6. And if we get to 5 likes, we will do a second mock draft. So can we get 3 more likes so that we can do a second mock draft at the end of this one? It's just like mock draft. We're drafting with some people from Sleeper app, which is always super fun. But for all of you that follow the channel or you're watching fantasy football content at night, that means that you absolutely love fantasy football content, and you probably know more than a lot of the people drafting just randomly on Sleeper a lot of the times. So if that is the case, then come in, join the community. We are welcome to have you. We got milk and cookies. It's like Santa over here. We're going to help you win your fantasy football leagues, but we also get to have some fun and engage in the chat. So shout out to everyone. Yeah, liking it. Yeah, one more like, and we're getting to that second mock draft. Kyle Pitts goes off the board at the 5-7, and we've been just chatting away. All the quarterbacks we like are off the board. Tight ends, George Kittle's intriguing because he hasn't fallen. But I think we're just going to go very heavy RB here, and we're going to go Dameon Pierce. And I think we've talked, like, the League FFB, Andrew has convinced me on Dameon Pierce. Notorious Fantasy has also convinced me on Dameon Pierce. So I'm excited about Dameon Pierce. His upside is 3-down workload that he currently has with the Houston Texans. Now, I'm not saying that the Houston Texans are going to be absolutely amazing. I'm not saying that CJ Stroud is going to be amazing. As much as my Ohio State fandom blinds me, and I think maybe he could be that guy. I don't think he's going to be that guy because who's he throwing to? Who's the offensive line? But Dameon Pierce, they're going to be behind enough that they're going to have to run the ball. They're going to have to throw the ball. And if Dameon Pierce can get that full 3-down workload, I think we're talking about someone of great value in the 5th round. And I think, honestly, like when we're looking at these running backs in the 5th round, I think Dameon Pierce fits that same mold that Josh Jacobs was last season, where we could see a running back that has some question marks but could get a ton of value. And that's what makes me excited about Josh Jacobs. So after I draft Dameon Pierce, then we have Alexander Mattison, Miles Sanders, Brandon Ayuk, James Conner. Love me some James Conner off the board. But like I said, we just hit 6 total likes, so we will be running another mock after this. So once we get to like the 8th round, I will quickly I will make another draft. I will post the link in the YouTube comments so that you guys can come draft with me. And let's try to fill this thing up. So that we don't have to go out and get anyone else other than us watching this, so that we can have some fun, roast each other as you guys all lose to me in this mock draft. But appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight on their Monday night. Know how valuable your time is, so I'm glad to be hanging out with you tonight. Shout out, Hurricane, that was, I know what comment that was where he said pause. And I'm back on the clock, and I'm just a chatty Cathy. So we need another wide receiver or a tight end. Oh, goodness. No, we're going quarterback. We made this mistake last night where we'd wait. If Trevor Lawrence is there for me in the 6th, I'm hitting Trevor Lawrence. And especially with this build, we have our running backs. Now we can really just start to focus on wide receiver, focusing on tight end, and we don't have to worry about if Deshaun Watson's going to fall to us in the 9th, if Dak Prescott's going to fall to us in the 9th. We know we got Trevor Lawrence, an up-and-coming quarterback. I'm not all the way sold on Trevor Lawrence. I know there's some people that are absolutely sold on his stardom, on that this is the year that he takes the leap. Now, do I love me some Calvin Ridley? Yes. Do I love me some Christian Kirk? Yes. Do I love me some Travis Etienne? Yes. And then maybe I should be in on Trevor Lawrence, but I can't put him over the guys that are going above him. But when you're talking about like Joe Burrow going in the 4th, and I get like a 2-round discount on Trevor Lawrence, even though like I know they're 2 totally separate level of fantasy football players, like give me Trevor Lawrence and the upside that he potentially has. Hurricane, can't believe JT's backup got taken at the 6-1. Who's JT's backup? James Conner. You think the Cardinals, or no, the 6-1. DeAndre Swift. You think the Eagles are going to trade for Jonathan Taylor? I mean, considering the fact they gave up a 4th round pick for DeAndre Swift, I think they probably wish they would have waited to see if they could give a 4th round for Jonathan Taylor. And we're back up on the clock here. And like I said, we're looking at running back, wide receiver, and tight end. And wide receiver there's a name that just stares me down each and every draft, and it's Jordan Addison. Now, we got sniped. People in the draft, heavy hitter knows that I love JSN. Heavy knows that I love me some JSN, so he wasn't going to let him fall. But I do like the volume that Jordan Addison's going to see in the Minnesota Vikings offense. Exciting stuff there at the 7-8 for me. But Heavy, I do appreciate you doing that. You did give me Cooper Kupp in the 1st, so it was just kind of the trade-off that had to happen. End of the day had to happen. To the 9 viewers, we will be doing another mock draft after this. So if you want to continue tuning in, I will be creating the sleeper in like 2 more rounds, and we'll get into this, and we'll continue having some fun. So after I drafted Jordan Addison, we had Javonte Williams, Dak Prescott, and then Jahan Dotson off of the board. A.J. Dillon, we need to see this. So this last team, Brady's Bunch, is going absolutely bully bull RB, where he gets CeeDee Lamb and Amon-Ra St. Brown, so he gets 2 very solid wide receivers. Goes Aaron Jones, Lamar Jackson, so he gets the slight positional advantage at quarterback, and then just continues to hammer running backs. I love the James Conner pick. DeAndre Swift, I see it because the value is like kind of there. But like A.J. Dillon and Isaiah Pacheco just feels unnecessary. It just very much so feels unnecessary. And we'll see what falls to me right here. We're going to be looking if my boy Evan Ingram were to fall to me here. Oh no! Oh, thank the lucky stars. We'll take Evan Ingram. We'll get the stack with Trevor Lawrence. We're feeling good about this team. Like our starting roster is now complete. We're feeling pretty good. We're feeling pretty good about this start. And shout out to Heavy asking, what are your projections for JSN? Projections are hard. I feel like I don't really do a ton of projections myself. A lot of the projections that I do are more like I take into account my clays. I take into account, of course, the target competition. So I think when we're looking at JSN, like I do believe, and this is bold, I do believe he will be the wide receiver 1 on the Seahawks by the end of the season. And now, before you all leave the stream and say, wow, this guy is just an absolute Ohio State homer, the fact that you can get JSN where you just got him in the 7-7 and you have to draft DK Metcalf at the back end of the 3rd, I think is crazy. Now, I do like Tyler Lockett a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if all 3 of these Seattle Seahawks wide receivers get over 1,000 yards. I know that's bold with Geno Smith. That means Geno Smith's going to be an absolute dog as a fantasy football quarterback like it was last season. But I just don't see, oh, crap. Sorry, boys. I just don't see how you can't do it. I just don't see how JSN can't put up amazing stats, especially based on the fact that we were considering him like 2 years ago in college, like the same type of prospect as Jamar Chase, and he's done nothing but prove that he could get there. So we need another wide receiver, and we're going Elijah Moore. I feel like at this point, you guys just know. It gets to like the 9th round, and Elijah Moore is like always there in these sleeper drafts, and I just like double click Elijah Moore. So let me quickly make this next mock draft. Like I said, appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight. We're going to continue to draft, continue to have some fun, and we'll see what all these people do. But yeah, let's make this next mock draft. So I'm quickly like multitasking. So ask me some questions in the chat. Just continue to watch the draft as we make another one. What pick do I want on this next one? You know what? We'll do the 103. I haven't done the 103 yet. We will invite all of y'all. Going to YouTube right now, dropping it in the live chat. So 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Just dropped it in the live chat so you guys can go figure out where you want to be in this next draft, where we're drafting. Like I said, we still got a few more rounds in this, but I want to make sure y'all can get in that. Start getting that bad boy filled up. Geno Smith at the 10-1. Brady's Bunch. I feel like Brady's Bunch is just listening to this stream, hearing me hype up Geno, my man Smith. But like, what other quarterbacks were on the board? Like, I love Geno Smith, but I'm still taking Kirk Cousins and Daniel Jones over him. Like, I feel like the rushing upside of Daniel Jones, Kirk Cousins always has crazy amount of stats because he's throwing the ball all over the place. Because, especially now, not having Dalvin Cook, that makes me all really excited. Really excited for my boy Kirk. For my man's Kirk. But appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight. We're back on the clock. And we'll see what we got to do here. Who's some guys on the board? We probably need to go running back again because we've kind of slacked on that position. We'll take an upside shot. Devon Achane, or can I wait around for Raheem Mostert? Odell. Yeah, we're taking Odell. I think the value on Odell was there because I almost took him last round, but he fell another round to me. So we'll see. And I love me some Devon Achane, but if I can just get one of these running backs in the Miami backfield, especially considering the fact that Raheem Mostert was the first one on the preseason field, that would make me excited. So, like I said, we're having some fun here tonight. I love loving how this is going. We're having a blast. So continue asking questions. We're going to get into this next draft. So if you want to come draft with us, make sure you join the mock. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Helps me out a ton. Jeff Wilson off the board and Kirk Cousins. Okay, all the Miami Dolphins running backs went off the board. And Heavy, you probably just realized that one of them was going to get taken by me. And now we're looking at a roster where we have like 3 running backs, but we ideally need like 2 more. And so we're back on the board, and we're looking down our list, and I'll take Elijah Mitchell. I'll bite the bullet. Like I said, I think every stream I talk about the fact that we don't know the difference between what is happening with, with Elijah Mitchell. We haven't seen the splits with him and CMC. And as much as we can say Kyle Shanahan, we don't know what it's going to be like. We never know what it's going to be like because it's Kyle Shanahan. And so those are some things to consider. But man, I appreciate everyone being here, hanging out. It's been a good day, good Monday night stream that's happening. Chigaconka with the 12-3. We'll see what falls our way here. Yeah, shout out Hunter too for having a pretty good draft there at the 101. We're back on the clock. We're looking at another running back, and I'll take Jaylen Warren. Shoot, I didn't think he was going to fall back to me. What are going to be the splits with Najee Harris? What are going to be the splits between, Jaylen Warren? Interesting to see, but shout out Hunter. He's peacing out. We appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm excited to still have you in the community, and hopefully we can mock again soon, my guy. Peace out. Tank Dell. We saw that preseason game. Heavy, look at you. I'm not saying this like Heavy was doing these mocks like a long time ago. And shout out Heavy. Shout out to the people that just joined. We're going to be doing another mock draft here soon. Link is in the YouTube chat. I will be pasting this again in a second so that you guys can come join us, which is going to be a ton of fun. So sleeper link is in the YouTube right now. Should be a few seconds delayed for you guys. But come draft with us. Come draft with us. We're having a blast as we get to these last few rounds. We'll do some team grades while people start to fill into the next draft while we get that bad boy filled. And yeah, like I said, this has been a blast. If this is your first time on the stream, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We want you here. We want to do these live mock drafts with you. Very consistent. We went live last night. We went live tonight. It's starting to be good. We're having a ton of fun. And we're putting out a video day at this point. I know we did some Dynasty content because I had a Dynasty content creator come on my channel. But tomorrow we're talking about legendary running backs. How to find a legendary running back and who I think those targets are in the first, second, and third rounds that you should be targeting to help you win your fantasy football leagues. I think it's going to be, honestly, probably my best video. Maybe not my best video. I think it's my best video, but one of the better videos that I've released here recently. So make sure you guys subscribe and tune in to that. Be dropping tomorrow at 4 p.m. Oh, and I'm just over here rattling it off. What's the auto for me? Sam Laporta. You know what? I was honestly going to take Kendre Miller, but he went off the board. So it is what it is. Sam Laporta, someone asked me about them in the YouTube comments. They said, what is your thoughts on Sam Laporta? And I was like, I really do like me some Sam Laporta. But we'll have to see how this goes. So like I said, we're still filling up this other draft. So if you want to come draft with us on this next one, I submitted in the YouTube comments. Let me know if that's working for you guys so you guys can kind of get in. We'll do some team grades. I'll review some teams while we get this other mock draft filled, and then we're going to kind of get going from there. So super excited to be drafting with you. Yeah, we got about 7 spots left. If I did my math correctly, 7 spots left. So come join in. Sleeper link. We got 6 people watching. We can fill this up, and we can get 7 people, and then we can get the other 5 going. So let me give out some grades. Shout out Heavy for being here. Shout out Nifty for being here as well. We'll do Heavy. We'll walk through your team. So we drafted Austin Eckler in the first. Heavy, I feel like you should watch my content, bro. You would know that I'm taking Bijan over Austin Eckler, but I highly respect you for that. We had then Tony Pollard at the 2-8. Now. Oh, Heavy, I'm talking about, I'm literally shouting out Hurricane here. Heavy, shout me out in the chat. Tell me I'm wrong. We'll do Hurricane too. Tony Pollard, I like Tony Pollard in the second. He's actually someone I talked about in my tomorrow video. Jalen Hurts at the 3-5. I do like the positional advantage. Absolutely hammers running back or wide receiver with Deebo Samuel, Christian Watson, Tyler Lockett, Christian Kirk, Gabe Davis, Brandon Cooks, gets Devon A-Chain, Dalton Kincaid, Tyler Higbee. I'm giving this a B. If I would have gone with Bijan over Austin Eckler, would have been a B+ Hurricane. Now, let us do Heavy. Was your team? Oh, you're right here. We had Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry, Josh Allen, DeAndre Hopkins, Kyle Pitts. I do like Kyle Pitts. It feels early, but I do like Kyle Pitts, so I'm going to forgive you for that one. I don't like DeAndre Hopkins in the 4th. But when you need a wide receiver, there's really not a ton of values that I like a whole lot more. I do like DJ more, but that would have been a little bit earlier. Too bad it's not like a dynasty startup where you could trade back. Kyle Pitts at the 5-7. And if you're just tuning in, we're doing the quick review on trades, or not trades, grades, but we have a sleeper mock draft we're trying to get filled up here really quick. We have 6 spots available, so come draft with us. About to draft the next one going. Michael Pittman, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Michael Thomas, Zay Flowers, Alan Lazard, Damian Harris, Zeke Elliott, and then Russell Wilson. Heavy, you went super robust RB. I'm going to be saying that this is I'm going to give this a B+. There were some other positionals that I would like I don't absolutely love Nick Chubb at the 1-7. I probably would have gone Cooper Kupp or Travis Kelce. I do like Derrick Henry in the 2nd because of where values fell for you. Josh Allen in the 3rd, I do like that, especially getting the huge points per game advantage with Josh Allen. Like Kyle Pitts, I just don't like DeAndre Hopkins. Don't like that Nick Chubb pick. And those are my thoughts there. So let me know. Yeah, Skabob, I'll grade your team too. Like I said, we're getting into. We still got some spots left. We got how many spots left? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 spots left in the mock draft. So come join this next mock draft. Link is in the YouTube comments to the sleeper. Let me know, guys, if that's working for you. so that people can get in. Skibob, are you, I don't know which one you are. I guess I don't know. Are you Nifty? Is that what you are, Skibob? Or which one are you? Your sleeper name. Because I'm struggling over here. But you got the Kanye West, man. You got the Kanye West picture. Woo, Kanye West, baby. Let's go, let's go. I don't know who you are, so I'm over here. I don't know. Are you Jay? Oh, okay, perfect. Wait, where am I looking? Is this here we are. Skibob, appreciate you, my guy. Nifty, I'll rate your team too. Like I said, we still got some room in this next mock draft, so make sure you guys are hopping in there. Jamar Chase, Jonathan Taylor, Jahmyr Gibbs, Justin Fields, DJ Moore. Hey, Brian, jump in this next one with us, dude. I want you in here while I grade this team. Yeah, we'll drop. Let me drop the link again. No, Brian found it. Cool. Justin Fields. So honestly, dude, I love your first 4 picks. DJ Moore, get the stack with Justin Fields. Dallas Goedert, don't necessarily love Dallas Goedert, but I understand the positional advantage that you get there. White, we need to see him come back from injury. Absolutely love QJ. Zach Charbonnet, Jameson Williams, Jalen Hyatt. Oh man, dude, you like drafted like guys that I love. I think I'm giving this my first. This is an A-. I don't give out A's. Skibob, but I did for you. It's not just because it's your first time on the stream, dude. It's a quality draft that you have here. Nifty, my guy. Shout out to you. Back again, second night in a row. Appreciate you being here. Tyreek Hill, Devontae Smith, Keenan Allen. I don't love Devontae Smith. I more prefer him like in the 3rd round. I probably would have gone Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, but I also understand you wanting to go 3 wide receivers. That was kind of your strategy. We then get Keenan Allen, Justin Herbert, so at least you do get that stack there. You get Darren Waller, who you, in the 5th, he's going to be a quality 5th-round tight end. I know he's been going at the back end of the 6th. Last night we got him at the 6.5. The fact that he went at the 5.4, I think it's just people continuing to see the hype on Twitter, and that's what makes you excited. If you are now just tuning in, we are going to do another mock draft. There is the link in the description. We are still getting full on that, so make sure you join that. We have Mike Williams, James Cook, Antonio Gibson, Samaje Perine, Raheem Mostert. So you went absolutely heavy RB after you pretty much didn't draft a running back. You got pretty much all of the Chargers wide receivers, which I don't absolutely love. I prefer QJ to Mike Williams, so I probably would have drafted another wide receiver where you drafted Mike Williams, but you did get Tank Dell, Marvin Mims. I'm going to give this a B only because of all the Chargers. So you're like just banking on the Chargers, and if the Chargers don't do well a week, you're kind of hosed. And I don't love Devontae Smith super early, but that also just depends. Maybe Devontae Smith will absolutely just prove me wrong and be like the 2nd-round gem that you need. But congrats on the A-. That's A-. Shout out to Escobib. Shout out to Skibob on YouTube, or however you say his name. And then Brian says, I can't stand my work league, but think about drafting Mahomes, Hurts, and Josh Allen in my tempting league just despite those idiots. I mean, I would just draft one. I mean, if they're super idiots, then you don't want a quarterback horde. Like, you're going to be at positional advantage, like disadvantages down the line. But yeah, those are all my grades for this mock. So let's hop out of this mock and let's get into the next one. So we're gonna be right here. Where are we at? No, this is the same one. My bad. We here. So shout out to everybody. We got how many spots? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 spots available. So if you haven't already, come join this next mock draft. We are filling it up. Where Brian has joined, you should join. And if you haven't already, if this is your first time on the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, because this will probably be the last one of the night. So make sure you join, because last night we did 3. Absolute insanity in the chat. Like, we're back at it with another crazy night. So I appreciate you guys hanging out on your Monday night. Like I said, we're trying to create the best fantasy football community possible, and you guys are all a part of it, and that is the greatest thing ever. So let us go. We got a few more spots, and I will post this in the sleeper mock, but I'll give it a few more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we might honestly, everyone drafting probably is just watching. So here, let us get some more people up in this. How's now? I know we've been talking a lot of fantasy football, but how's everyone's night going? Anything crazy happening when are all your home league drafts happening? This is more of a question because of when we're putting out content. Want to make sure I get everything in that you need to absolutely crush it. But you're here anyway, so you're probably going to crush it anyway. Because most people are not watching fantasy football content before they go to sleep. So we're posting this, and we'll see how fast this gets taken up. This is a blast. This is a blast. Like I said, come join. Come join. If you're just now watching, we got a few more spots open in the sleeper mock. Come join up. Link in the description. Link in the comments. Come draft with us. Come draft with us. It's going to be a good time. Going to be a fun time. It's going to be a long time. I don't know. What's it? It's going to be a good time, not a long time. Like that's such a terrible saying. Maybe you want it to be good for a long time. Just kind of depends on how you view things. But appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight. We're trying to grow the channel. We're trying to get to 500 subs by the time that the season starts. So if this is your first time tuning into the channel, drafting with us, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I know I keep saying it, but it's just repetitive because a lot of people are like, I don't realize that I'm not subscribed because I feel like you've always been there for me. And I'm like, yes, I always have been here for you, but unless you watch my videos and tune into these content and hang out with us, I can't do anything for you, you know? And so I appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight. Let's keep this thing going. Let's keep this thing going. I need a few more people to jump in here. I just posted it a bunch of spots, so I'm hoping that helps out. We'll see how fast we fill up. Schmaltz just joined. I always get nervous. When we go to outside sources. Because I just hope that people don't, whatever. We're starting when full. Starting when full. Shout out Hurricane. You want people to see this in your home league, dude? Dude, I'm sure you're just still smashing everybody with your picks because of your infinite knowledge on fantasy football. But still, man, do you want to give out the goods? I appreciate you sharing, though. I do appreciate you sharing. So we're 2 teams away. 2 teams away from starting, and we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, I think we have like 1% of viewers are females on the channel, so I'm just being polite in case we do have a lovely female. I know we had one in the chat. Like this was in like Dynasty Mock season. We had someone, we had a female in the chat. So if you are a female, like shout out to you, you glorious princess. Like I'm married, but shout out to you for doing fantasy football. It's really impressive. So we're 2 teams away. We're about to get this thing popping. Yeah, can we get this full? One more. Yeah, we're about to. We're 1 team full. It's another good day to mock draft. You already drafted in your home league. And we're starting. Shout out to us for starting. We're starting. We are, like I said, having some blast with, so we got some people here. We got some people that we don't know, but that doesn't matter because now we're going to see these true values, and Nifty's on the clock. Nifty is on the clock. Is Nifty going to auto? He was just waiting so long. Yeah, just in case. Jamar Chase at the 1-1. Nifty just coming out here showing his value. And I'm at the 1-3. I forgot I was at the 1-3. Justin Jefferson's off the board. And so we haven't done this in a ton of drafts. I haven't gotten CMC, but I think it's a pretty easy decision when you're at the 103. You kind of just get whatever the big 3 falls to. It's like Bosch, Wade, and LeBron. Like you just kind of choose your poison and you're cool with it. Now, of course, you prefer to get LeBron or D Wade in that kind of analogy, but I think all 3 of these guys, same type of upside. CMC is a legendary running back. We also talk about him in my video tomorrow, so making sure you tune in, hit that subscribe button for that. We're excited for tomorrow's video. What is a catch? Oh my goodness, Hurricane, bro. Goes Austin Eckler, bro. Hurricane for 1 second, takes his eyes off the stream. He's hanging out with me. He's looking into these eyes, and he drafts Austin Eckler. Hurricane, would you have drafted Austin Eckler, or would you have gone with another pick? What was your pick there? And shout out Jacob for jumping in this draft with a Tyreek Hill at the 1-7. Like that pick for you, my guy. Oh, your draft rose. Shout out Sleeper for just always. Also, Peyton Manning head in SpongeBob Land. We need a full analysis on your YouTube profile picture. I feel like that would be really important. That's a big forehead. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Peyton Manning. Stephon Diggs at the 110. Saquon Barkley at the 1-9. I just can't get behind taking Saquon Barkley over CeeDee Lamb. I really can't do it. I know people were last draft taking Nick Chubb and Saquon Barkley. Shout out Heavy for doing that. But I just can't get behind it. I can't get behind it. Follow the volume. Take CeeDee Lamb at the 111. Yeah, Tyreek sometimes does get taken ahead of CMC. I don't think that should be happening, Jacob. I don't think that should be happening. But I think the conversation then becomes, like, if it's me, if I'm drafting from the 101 to the 107, it's Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CMC, Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, then Bijan. And if you really had to pin me on a different day, like, it might be Bijan, it might be Cooper Kupp. But I definitely think those, like, Austin Eckler for me, and I know you have to take him because of those 20 total touchdowns that he's had the last 2 seasons. I just cannot do it with I just can't do it with Austin Eckler. I don't see it this season, and I know a lot of people do, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, totally agree with you there. I gotta figure out this because it's like this just feels so small. Yeah, like so small with the comments, so I gotta like make it bigger. Well, maybe we'll put them like right here. Appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight, having a blast. It's been a good stream so far. This is going to be the last mock of the night, but we're not going live tomorrow night. Tuesday nights, it's like I feel like everybody goes live on Tuesday night, so we won't be going live on Tuesday. We will be going live on Wednesday, but tomorrow we're releasing another video talking about legendary upside running backs in rounds 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be really good, so I highly tune into that so that you do not make the mistake of taking Austin Eckler over some other guys in the first round. Excited for that one. But as everyone knows, I'm just not an Austin Eckler guy. But if you are an Austin Eckler guy, I would love to hear you in the comments. Defend Austin Eckler. Tell me why I should. But I'm like bashing the guy when I reached out to him to see if he would be willing to come on the channel. And we'll see if he gets back. We're going to take Jalen Waddle. Do we love some of the running backs that were there? Yes. Will we be interested in some of the running backs that were there? Yes. But we're gonna see what falls to us here at our next pick. I do like drafting early because I do feel like there's a significant advantage to being in the top 3 picks versus those back 110 to 112 range. Brian says, what's the story with Bijan, top rookie in the draft class? Yes. Very much so, Brian. Highly recommend, like I said, I'm so glad you found... Here, let me draft and let me continue chatting it up. Yeah, shout out Jonathan Taylor. Get it added to the squad. We're going double hero RB starting off. And Brian, yes, I'm big onto Bijan. I'm taking Bijan over Austin Eckler. And in my video tomorrow, I explained a little bit why. But we're dropping a video tomorrow talking about legendary upside running backs. And then on Wednesday, we're releasing a video talking about Bijan Robinson and why I think he's him. Like, that's literally all I talk about is Bijan Robinson for 12 straight minutes. So highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button, that you're here. Appreciate you being here, hanging out. But we're going to be talking about Bijan Robinson a whole lot more on the channel because I love that guy. He's got his own brand of mustard. I mean, what else do you want, you know? This dude's elite. So we love to see it for our guy. But yeah, let me know... Jude says, I like Eckler. He's my number 3 ranked RB. Number 3. So do you have Bijan Robinson ahead, Jude, of... do you have... What was I saying? Bijan Robinson ahead of Austin Eckler. Let me know. And after I drafted Jonathan Taylor, this honestly might be my favorite draft. We then have... T. Higgins, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Etienne, Najee Harris, Lamar Jackson, DK Metcalf, Ramondre Stevenson. And then Pimpin saying, He's saying we're reaching tonight. Who's reaching? I guess on Lamar Jackson. Would that be who he's saying is reaching? I mean, that could be a fair assessment. You have Bijan number 2 and CMC number 1. I like that. I like that quite a lot for you. I do have, that's the exact order that I have it to. And if you catch me on a right day where, maybe I went to Culver's, had a nice butter burger, had some fries, maybe I got a smoothie or concrete mixer, and I'm just, I've been very gluttonous that day, like maybe it was previously. You might be able to convince me that Bijan Robinson's upside is, if not greater, than CMC's. And that is hard. That is hard because CMC's just been the model of consistency with elite level fantasy football production. I know the injuries have been there, but last season, I mean, just put him on San Fran for a whole year in that offense. It's too much. Now, what the heck? Mark Andrews falls to the 4-2. I mean, this isn't tied in premium or anything, but crazy value. Because honestly, like if Jonathan Taylor was off the board, Jahmyr Gibbs was off the board, I was looking at Mark Andrews trying to get that positional advantage at tight end. Yeah. Now, people are saying that the Ridley over Devontae is crazy. Yeah, I guess Calvin Ridley at the one nifty. You got to really love some Calvin Ridley to go that early. I guess I missed that. But also take your guy because I think I'm in on Calvin Ridley. I just released a video about him a few days ago and how I'm super in. And I think the third round price tag is appropriate. I think the late back end of the second's a little pricey for me. But at the end of the day, get your guys because Calvin Ridley has proven that he's got that top 5 upside points per game and not only seasonal finishes, but also points per game. So if you're now just tuning into the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you guys so much for being here. Continuing to grow the best fantasy football community on the face of the earth. We're starting from the ground. And when you start from the ground, you just build it all the way up. And that's what we are doing here. Okay, I'm not going to tell what I'm doing here. I don't love Terry McLaurin. We'll go Jerry Jeudy. I don't have a ton of Jerry Jeudy. But if you look at his last season splits, where you're talking about Jerry Jeudy with the last, 5 or 6 games, he was a top 5 fantasy football wide receiver on a points per game basis. And so that's what makes me really excited for Jerry Jeudy this next season. Joe Burrow off the board, baby, and our boy's about to fall to us. This is about to be maybe the most perfect draft that we've had in a while. Now, Darren Waller's 5-1. Would we have loved to draft Darren Waller? Yes. Yes, we would have. But unless, Brian, you take my guy, I think we're going to be fine. And he didn't. He took Alvin Kamara at the 5-2. Brian, going heavy on these running backs. Love me some Dameon Pierce. Alvin Kamara felt a little early, but I'm not going to judge you for that. Justin Fields, welcome to the squad. Totally forgot to turn off the volume, so you guys have been hearing the little annoying da-dink, da-dink. Apologies for that. But look at me. Justin Fields, Jerry Jeudy, Jonathan Taylor, Jalen Waddle, CMC. It's a wrap. It is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, it's a wrap. League's won. League is officially won. I'm just kidding. Hurricane, I appreciate you going Justin Herbert, getting that Keenan Allen stack. I know Joe Burrow. You probably thought about Joe Burrow there to get the T. Higgins, Joe Burrow stack, but you do get Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen with Austin Eckler. That is pretty dynamite. So appreciate everyone for being here tonight, hanging out. It's been a blast. We're continuing, like I said, tomorrow's another video coming out. Wednesday, another video coming out. We're putting out a video a day. Stream's going to happen next Wednesday. Not next Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. So make sure you tune in for that. Wednesday at 9 EST. 9 EST is our streaming time. So if you're ever just on your phone wondering, hey, I got nothing to do and I'm thinking about fantasy football before I go to bed, come hang out with us. Yeah, shout out. Yeah, 103 is low-key a nasty pick. It is a nasty pick because you get the best of all worlds. Because I feel like there's some pretty big tier breaks in the middle of each round, so you're kind of just able to take advantage of them both ways. What are your favorite and least favorite slots to draft from this year? Yeah, definitely early. If I can get one of the top 3 picks, I love it. If I can get one of the middle picks, I also love it. If I can get the 106 to 107, I love it. Depending on how you do your draft, the 111 can also be super enticing, depending on what falls. So, fall of the volume, CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, pretty great start. Joe Mixon, I don't love Joe Mixon, but I also see it. Running backs went off super early, but then he was able to, since the running backs went off early, they got Mark Andrews. I love that start for my man, follow the volume. But early, first 3 picks, middle or back end. I think the picks I hate the 104. I mean, if you grab Tyreek Hill, maybe it's fine instead of Austin Eckler there, but I still don't love the 104 to 106 range, which I have plenty of that Maybe it's just my bias for continuing to have to draft in that range. So let's kind of go through what happened after I picked. So we had Justin Herbert, we had Christian Watson, Trevor Lawrence, Miles Sanders, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. Like I said, last draft we got Trevor Lawrence in the 6th. This draft, the quarterbacks are going off super early. Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, DeAndre Swift, Terry McLaurin, Alexander Madison, Tyler Lockett, James Conner, Michael Pittman, Drake London, and Jahan Dotson. And just like as a reminder, for like a lot of us, like I watch content creators all the time. I know I'm right here making some piece of content, but I very much so watch content creators all the time that draft on underdog. And I think the risk that happens when you can constantly are watching underdog is those guys, they know the ADPs. They're playing against other people that are putting money in. Like when we're making this content, like 95% of us, like when we're thinking about fantasy football, it's because we're trying to beat our friends. Like, yes, would we love to win money when we're betting and playing in our underdog leagues? Yes. I definitely think there's a time and a place for that. But when we're doing this, these are the type of scenarios that we need to look out for, where these running backs are going off the board super early, where the quarterbacks are going off super early, and you kind of have to adjust on the fly. So we're on the board here, and we can kind of, based on the team we built, we can kind of take best available. I do need a tight end, but I don't love Dallas Goedert. So we're going to take Christian Kirk here. And I know we talked about how my love for Calvin Ridley, my love for Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Christian Kirk put up very solid stats last season, even in more of a crowded wide receiver room with him and Evan Ingram and then Travis Etienne in the background. But we need to consider that even though Calvin Ridley is going to come and, of course, torch targets, like Christian Kirk was still a high-end wide receiver 2 last season. Was he a wide receiver 1? I'm saying all this without really thinking about it. But those are the things that and let me get the comments out of the way. We'll just put it above my head. But those are the things I'm taking when I'm taking Christian Kirk. Now, I did think about Mike Evans. I'm not really in on Mike Williams. So, Nifty, don't love me some Mike Williams. I feel like he's a ticking time bomb. I would much prefer to get Quentin Johnston later, but I know the upside and the downside that you might have when you're considering wide receiver. So, Brian says, I think my plan will be to have wide receiver, running back, wide receiver. A lot of good wide receiver choices out there, but the quality of running backs dips after the top tier guys. Yes. Here, let me shout out Heavy for making me always reach on Jackson Smith and Jigba. But to kind of answer your question, Brian, we're going to be addressing this tomorrow in my video, where if you can get an elite level running back, if you can get a guy with legendary upside in the first round, I'm doing it. Like, if those main guys that I have are off the board, like if Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, and Tyreek Hill are off the board, those are the guys I'm targeting. And I think for me, it's being flexible about what players I like. If they fall to me in their specific spots, then I'm willing to kind of go in with a strategy like you're talking about. The issue is when you go in and you're like, I need these positions, then you very much so like pigeonhole yourself into the saying of like, I can't take best player available. And like anything that we need to like talk about with like when we're talking about draft strategy, just be flexible with your draft. So if you go in and you know, hey, like running back, you're going off the board way earlier than I was thinking. Like, and you were going in thinking I'm going wide receiver, like, I'm not saying reach on a running back, but I'm saying just understand your league, understand your draft board. And if that's how it plays out for you, Brian, then 100%. But just know, best player available all the time. That's the strategy I go for, because you do need to be worried about lineup, but there's going to be enough like players by like week 3 or week 4 on the waiver wires to help you like fill in those gaps that you might need. Terry got turf toe. Are we talking about Terry McLaurin? Terry got turf. I'm assuming you're talking about Terry McLaurin. Did this just? I guess I didn't watch a ton of preseason games yesterday. What was it? Yeah, yesterday because we were streaming. But yeah, if Terry got turf toe, that's not great. Randy, shout out to you being here, my guy. Are you drafting with us, or are you just hanging out? Let me know in the chat. Appreciate you being here. Like I said, if this is your guys' first time on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're going live on Wednesday night as well. So if you want to get into this mock drafts, you don't have to pay. You don't have to be a subscribe. We would prefer that you subscribe because we want you to be in the community so you can continue to come back and mock draft with us. We're trying to create the best fantasy football community on the face of the earth. We're doing that from the ground floor. So welcome to the ground floor. Join us. There's milk and cookies. But excited. Yeah, let me know about Terry. I need to know all about Terry. So after I drafted JSN, we had Hollywood Brown, Javonte, Deontay, Jordan Addison, David Montgomery, Dak Prescott, Isaiah Pacheco, Dalvin Cook, White, Freiermuth, Deshaun Watson at the 8-2, Kadarius Toney, Treylon Burks, and then George Pickens. I think Deshaun Watson just continues to be a great fantasy football value this season. Insane. Getting him in the 8th round, like, come on, sign me up for that. each and every day of the week, sign me up for Deshaun Watson there. Now, I do like getting where I got Justin Fields. Like, I think if you can get an elite quarterback in the 5th round, then do it. But if I'm not, I'm willing to wait for Deshaun Watson in the 8th. Jacob says, I'm loving the hero wide receiver strategy this season, LOL. Getting a top 5 wide receiver, then pound running backs 2 through that, and then go back to mid-round wide receivers. Yeah, I like that strategy too. I think just staying with it. I'm on the clock, so let me kind of give my 2 cents there in a second. Shine me up for Evan Ingram again. Yeah, that's who I was looking at. But it just didn't happen. So kind of talking about this, we're gonna dive into the stats. But really, when you look at like running backs as a whole, we know that they bust a whole lot more in those first few rounds. So I'm going to walk you through this. Jacob, tune into the video tomorrow. You're going to really like this one. I like it, I think, because we're going to be talking this exact strategy. Because if you look, like, if you draft let's say you draft 5 running backs in the first 5 rounds, like, there's a good chance that, like, 2 of them are going to, like, bust, like, significantly. And if 2 of them bust for you significantly in those rounds, so I know you said you're only going to draft 1 in the draft 4. So hypothetically, let's say like 1.5 to 2 of them bust. Like, you just wasted 2 picks that are not going to provide any value for you. So we do know injuries happen. So like, we can't predict injuries. Injuries happen at all positions. So like, but like, just based on data, like, I'm not a big proponent of just saying I'm going 1 wide receiver and then I'm just going to absolutely hammer running backs. Like, yes, I'll take guys that I like the upside, that I think have potentially legendary upside, like CMC, or guys that I know that are going to get some volume, like Jonathan Taylor in the 3rd. But even taking Jonathan Taylor in the 3rd, I know I just autoed Antonio Gibson. It's totally fine, boys. Makes me a little bit nervous about it. So let me know what you think about that, Jacob. But tomorrow's video is going to be a good one. So it's, like I said, one of the better ones I've put out here recently. So make sure, dropping tomorrow at 4. So make sure you tune into that. Then Wednesday, we're doing another live mock draft. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Join us on the ground floor as we go up. I just accidentally hit the applause button. I didn't realize that was doing it. So after I autoed Antonio Gibson, we had Khalil Herbert and Zach Charbonnet. Zach Charbonnet would have been my pick because I do love me some Zachy boy Charbonnet. I don't even know how, like, if you were to say it in like a nice thick Italian accent, I don't even know what it would sound like. But I do like me some Zach Charbonnet. Zach Charbonnet. Aaron Rodgers. What do I think of Aaron Rodgers in the 9th? I just would much so prefer to get Deshaun Watson in the early 8th. That's my thoughts. Yeah, Goddard. Goddard was the target. Like, Goddard's been going in the 6th, 7th. I mean, if you're able to get Goddard after Pat Freiermuth, like, are you kidding me? I mean, I know the volume's not there. Like, I know that's the argument that everyone makes. The volume's not there. But A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith put up very solid numbers last season, and yeah. Wait. Did you auto Aaron Rodgers? Sorry, I guess I autoed Aaron. Let me get myself off of auto pick here. Apologies for everyone watching. It's okay. We both messed up. And we're still here having a good time, so it's okay. We have fun. You're not going to auto in your home league. You're not going to auto if you're paying money to do a draft. Nifty. Love Mike Williams, especially with his upside. I'm okay taking that risk. Take it. Put it in the bank. I just, like, where did QJ go? QJ went in at 8-7. Like, I think the upside for both is very similar. And so if I'm able to get QJ in the 8th round, like, that's the value that I much so prefer. But Nifty. I can't tell you. Like, Mike Williams, same exact thing as Mike Evans. Like, he wins you weeks. But he also loses you weeks because there's a ton of weeks that he's not playing, inefficient, puts up a dud. So you just have to ride the wave with Mike Williams. But I'd much so prefer to ride the wave with QJ because I think by the end of the season, we're talking about QJ as, like, potentially the wide receiver 2. I think he overtakes Mike Williams by midway through the season. But I think a lot of people are always quick to just discount these veterans, and they end up putting up solid fantasy football production anyway. So then after I drafted, we went through and autoed Antonio, Khalil Herbert, Zach Charbonnet, Aaron Rodgers, Tua. I mean, I'm taking Tua over Aaron Rodgers just so everyone's aware. Brian Robinson, Juju, J-Mo, Rashad Penny, Odell Beckham, P. Ryan, Anthony Richardson, high upside. I do like that for fall of the volume. Kirk Cousins, Cole Kmet, Alan Lazard, Dalton Kincaid. See, and this is where people are starting to auto because they're like, I don't need to draft the whole rest of the draft. But this is where your championship is going to be won. Right here in these last 4 rounds. This is where you're going to find one guy that's going to pop for you, and then all of a sudden your depth at the position is going to look great. So maybe you make a trade. It's really hard to make trades in redraft, or maybe you're able to just bolster that depth to ride the storm and wave of injuries that always happen each and every fantasy football season. Man, my throat's parched. We're having a blast, though. We're having a blast. Shout out to you, Nifty. I'm back on the clock. Let's not auto this time. Can we look at some guys that we might like? We're going to take Tank Bigsby. If you need to do, I'm not going to put this video out because it's a lot of research, but there's a ton of content creators that do put out the videos of like sleeper ADPs that we love, or like sleeper values that are like different just based on ADPs, because you're able to find values like on where players are getting drafted super high on ESPN, but they're not on sleeper, or like on sleeper, they're getting drafted way higher than they are on ESPN. So like, if you know what league you're playing on, go type in a video, look for that. I know I'm sending you off my channel, which is always like the worst thing to do as a content creator, but it's also the most important thing for me to do, is to tell you the truth. And those are the type of videos that I also find that are super helpful, on top of the videos that we're going to be putting out on my channel, so that you guys know my rankings, so that you guys know the players that I am targeting. So we're back on the board, and we've gone pretty heavy. We probably need another wide receiver. And as much as people hate on this guy, I do like Adam Thielen. Like a late round Adam Thielen. He's going to be the wide receiver 1 for the Carolina Panthers. How good are the Carolina Panthers going to be? I don't know. Probably not that good. But it's enough for me to say, all things considered, like me some Adam Thielen. Then JMO, Tyler Boyd, Romeo Dobbs, sorry. Always mispronounce his name. Rashee Rice, the 11-7. We always draft these Kansas City wide receivers late, thinking, oh, they're going to emerge. If they just figure it out this season, are they going to figure it out? Like Sky Moore, I've traded him on all my dynasty leagues. Rashee Rice, I think potentially has value, but is anyone actually going to be the wide receiver 1 and overtake Kelsey? Like last season, we were all excited for Juju, and then Juju put up an okay fantasy football season, nothing great. And all of a sudden, we're expecting that Sky Moore or Rashee Rice, like even if they do what Juju does, I don't think we're excited about the return on value that we're getting for the 11th. So I'm typically staying away from the Kansas City wide receivers, but let me know if I'm crazy and that you guys are not. So we have Kendre Miller, Rondale Moore. Interesting, guys. And sorry if you guys hear that cricket outside. The crickets all of a sudden decided to go crazy, chirping. They know we're live. They want the good people to hear us having a good draft. So after Rondale Moore goes off the board, Jonathan Mingo, who maybe he's the better upside pick. I know he looked big. People were comparing him to A.J. Brown, and now we're back on the clock. And we're looking at, we probably need another tight end going with Evan Ingram, but we also need to address the running back position one more time. And we got 15 seconds. Let me just double check. There's no one that we're doing it. Three-legged Greg, welcome to the team. I was going to go running back, but with Evan Ingram, it makes me a little nervous so might as well just double tap the tight end position. We feel pretty good about our running backs. We feel good about our wide receivers. We got one more position left. I play the waiver wire with these quarterbacks, so I won't draft another quarterback. We're probably going to just take another running back, high upside, someone that we could potentially throw in the flex for 1 week. I don't love the value of any of these wide receivers because at the end of the day, like I said, when you're playing in your traditional standard leagues, you can kind of just redraft, you throw them on the waivers, figure out who you're drafting, everything like that. But if you're tuning in, if you just tuned in for the first time, we will be going live on Wednesday night, not tomorrow, on Wednesday night. We're then also going to be putting out another video tomorrow, Legendary Upside Running Backs. If you like Dynasty Fantasy Football content, we just put out a video about Dynasty for some of the sickos on the channel that absolutely love Dynasty that we haven't addressed, done a Dynasty video in a minute. So we just did that, and we're going to take Roshan Johnson. But yeah, excited to continue building up this community. I think that's the most exciting thing here for all of us, is building up this community. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, trying to get to 500 subs by the time that the season starts. So greatly would appreciate you joining the community as we're trying to build up the best fantasy football community there is. We're already I feel like the potential is absolutely through the roof. We're growing like crazy. And so I appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight, having a blast with me. I'm having a blast with you, and we'll see what these last few picks are like. Kenneth Gainwell, Devin Singletary, then I took Roschon Johnson. The thing for me with Rojo out of Chicago Bears is he's going to be getting the third down workload because he's the best pass blocker. And if you're a good pass blocker, you're going to get on the field. And if you're going to get on the field, you're going to get touches. And so I'm super excited for Roschon Johnson. His yards after contact have been insane. His yards before contact have been brutal because of the Bears' offensive line. So let me know, too, if you're here. Let me know. I'll give your draft a grade. If you're sticking around, hear me out on these grades. We do not give A's like easily. Like, you have to actually have drafted a good team that I think is valuable. A lot of teams finish in that B to B plus range just because in fantasy football it's so hard for us to really know what team's going to pop. But I mean, sometimes you're able to just look at the team and be like, yeah, they got all the ADP value that we need. Sam Laporta then went at the end of the draft. I feel like Losi, I guess I'm over here just struggling to talk tonight, knows that I do like me some Sam Laporta. I don't know if I'm drafting him in drafts. I'm probably just going to be picking him up for the waiver wire. Brian says, one of the few times I've been proud of my draft. Brian, let's give you a grade, my guy. So you first drafted Justin Jefferson, then you go Jalen Hurts. I understand why you did it because these quarterbacks went off the board super early, so you snagged that, elite level point per game production. I can't do a second round quarterback. I always prefer it like in the early third, but I mean, you really didn't miss out on much because then you got Devontae Smith, so you got the stack, so that kind of makes up for it. You go Dameon Pierce and Alvin Kamara. Brian, Alvin Kamara was the pick that I was a little bit worried for you, where there were some other running backs on the board that I would have felt better about, like we were kind of talking about with like Miles Sanders. I prefer Alexander Madison. I prefer Cam Akers. Honestly, I think the upside is there. I just talked about Alvin Kamara in my video today. I think the value for him is good. I just don't like it in the fifth. I think you can typically get Alvin Kamara like in the late sixth. So that's typically where I would like to take him. Then you went with Mike Evans, perennial 10,000, wide receiver, Mike Evans. Then you went A.J. Dillon. I don't love A.J. Dillon, but I just talked about Aaron Jones, and depending on if A.J. Dillon just eats more into that overall workload, that's something that we'd be considering. Brandon Cooks, David Njoku, Rashad Bateman, Tyler Algier, Darnell Mooney, and Devin Singletary. Brian, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, my guy, but this is just a B. And the reason I think we hit on was the Alvin Kamara and Devontae Smith picks for me, with this feeling like I don't love Jalen Hurts. But I also understand, like you were talking, like you like these elite level quarterbacks. And so for me, I respect that with you. I love the Justin Jefferson pick. I mean, who wouldn't love Justin Jefferson at 102? I love the Dameon Pierce pick. I'm just Jalen Hurts a little bit earlier. Devontae Smith, I'm not all the way in on, but I do like the stack. So, like, I give you a B, but just know that even there's people like my man Hurricane I've been giving grades for like every day for almost a year now. Last season, and I don't give A's like easily. So, Brian, I appreciate that you're here, my guy. Next, we're doing Hurricane. He's what a catch. So let me click on that, and then we're gonna scroll down. So we got Austin Eckler and Hurricane. We keep talking about this. Like, I don't love Austin Eckler over Bijan Robinson. I just can't do it, but you do it. Josh Jacobs, thought that was appropriate value. I'm taking Josh Jacobs ahead of Jonathan Taylor. I'm taking Jonathan Taylor ahead of Jahmyr Gibbs, but I do like Jahmyr Gibbs in the third. You then go T. Higgins and Keenan Allen. And I know we differ on our opinions on T. Higgins. I like Keenan Allen, Justin Herbert. Okay, we're pretty solid here. Then you go J.K. Dobbins. Hollywood, Gabe Davis. I'm not in on Gabe Davis, even though I drafted him last night. I just drafted him last night because he was like in the ninth. It was dumb value. Then you go Khalil Herbert, Cortland Sutton, J-Mo, Elijah Mitchell, Gerald Leffert. I mean, I like the team build. I love the overall construction. So I'm giving this a B+. It would have been an A-, my man, if it was Bijan over Austin Eckler. But that's you. Oh yeah, would you? Okay, so let's clarify. Hurricane, if the draft didn't freeze, would you have taken Austin Eckler? Who would you have been your pick? Just let me know, and maybe we'll be kind enough to trade your grade. Jude, are you this one? I assume this is who you are. Shoot, I'm clicking everywhere that I shouldn't be clicking. I assume this is you. Are you the Bijan Robinson team? Let me know. But like I said, I appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight, having a blast. We're continuing to grow this community, and we appreciate everyone being here. No, we got a slight delay on when these comments seem to come in. Hurricane says Tyreek would have been the pick. Ooh, yeah. If Tyreek's the pick, dude, it's an easy A. It's an easy A. Cool. And then we're gonna get to Juice's team. So he drafted Bijan Robinson at the 1-5. You know, I love me some Bijan. I do prefer like Tyreek Hill and Cooper Kupp over Bijan, but I also understand you taking Bijan. I love Bijan because I'm releasing literally 2 videos talking about him back to back. Tomorrow's not all the way about Bijan, but we do talk about Bijan. I like Chris Olave at the 2-8. I like Patrick Mahomes. So we got three solid picks. Now, I am still taking Jalen Waddle over Chris Olave, but I think it's so close that really depends on how you view it. Breece Hall at the 4-8. Breece Hall continues to fall. Christian Watson at the 5-5. Chris Godwin at the 6-8. Javonte Williams at the 7-5. Dallas Goedert all at the 8-8. Zach Charbonnet, Jerick McKinnon, Tyler Boyd, Zay Jones, Chase Brown. Dare I say it? This is an A. This isn't an A-. This is a straight A. I mean, between getting... You do have question marks at running back. With Bijan Robinson, I mean, there's still a question mark. I still think he's going to be elite. But behind the fact that you add Breece Hall and Javonte Williams, which both coming off ACL, so they're going to start slow, but I think by the time we get to like midseason, we're talking about them both in a lot better light than we're currently talking about them right now. Getting Dallas Goedert in the 8th round, as much as I hate Dallas Goedert as a tight end value in like in the 6th, I love it in the 8th. And then you add in the fact that you get Chris Olave as your wide receiver 1, you get high upside with Christian Watson. Chris Godwin's going to get a lot of targets. He'll probably be a middling wide receiver 2, but getting him as your wide receiver 3 feels good. And then add in the fact that you do get Zach Charbonnet, that you do add Jerick McKinnon, and then you add some, Tyler Boyd, Zay Jones on good offenses with Chase Brown. Yeah, dude, good draft. Good draft with an A. And then shout out, Jacob, we'll do you, And like we said, this is no harm, no foul with any of these things. So we got Tyreek Hill at the 1-7. We have Derrick Henry at the 2-8. Then we go Najee Harris at the 3-7. And Najee Harris for me is a player that I'm a little bit off this season. Like I think I've said before, like I like Ramondre Stevenson a little bit better than him. I think the argument becomes like Joe Mixon in that Bengals offense versus Najee Harris. And I know why you like Najee Harris. I know why a lot of people like Najee Harris, because they're assuming that Najee Harris is going to be getting all the touches, that Najee Harris is going to be in the end zone. I just don't think Najee Harris is going to get the receptions that's going to get him back up to being that top 8 running back that he was his rookie season when he was getting all those checkdowns from Noodle Arm Big Ben, because Kenny Pickett doesn't throw the ball down the field, or Kenny Pickett is throwing the ball down the field. He's able to scramble. He's not looking to check it down. So I'm a little bit off Najee Harris. TJ Hawkinson in the 4th. I love that value. I love getting TJ Hawkinson in the 4th because really, for me, as much as I did like that Mark Andrews in the 4th value, like I think that's elite. That really shouldn't happen. But I think getting TJ Hawkinson in the 4th when Mark Andrews is typically going back into the 2nd, early 3rd is great value for you there, getting the positional advantage. So that kind of makes up a little bit for your Najee Harris pick. Then you went Miles Sanders and Cam Akers, 2 high volume running backs that I like. So you really went robust RB, kind of where we were talking about earlier, where you get the 1 wide receiver and then you kind of just address your running back position. Then you went Jordan Addison as your wide receiver 2, which for as scary as that is, you take Jordan Addison and Zay Flowers. I like the volume that Jordan Addison is going to get. But if something happens to Tyreek Hill, we're a little bit hosed with our wide receivers there. Now, our running backs are strong. You get Tua to be your quarterback. I don't love Tua, but I understand why you took Tua. Going to be in a hopefully better offense. We can hopefully forgive that interception that he had this last season. Not last season, in the last preseason game where it was like this first throw. Like Dalton Kincaid for another high upside tight end with Rashee Rice, Rondo Moore, and Justin Ross. I'm giving you a B+, and the reason I'm giving a B+ is the Najee Harris pick. I thought it was pretty good, but if we could replace Najee Harris with another wide receiver, no, I don't love DK Metcalf, and I know nothing really fell to you. That was too good. So you kind of just got pigeonholed a little bit, but I would have preferred like Ramondre. That's who I probably would have gone. Ramondre, Joe Mixon there. But that is true. You do get the Tua with Tyreek Hill stacked. So yeah, we'll give you a B++, Jacob. You won me over. You convinced me. I was over here just rambling, thinking about Tua, not even remembering that you drafted Tyreek Hill at the 1-7. Which, getting Tyreek Hill at the 1-7, give me that all day long. Like I said, I think Austin Eckler should be at the 1.7, but he's usually not in your draft, so you're able to get some type of value typically at the 1.7. Even the 1.8 with Travis Kelce. Like, I'm taking Travis Kelce over Austin Eckler. I don't know if that's insane, but I'm doing it because I just don't like Austin Eckler this season. And when he burns me and he's the RB1 and you guys are all just in my comments, in my Twitter DMs, let me know. But let me know if anyone else wants a grade. If not, this has been a super fun stream with all of you guys. Like, I appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight. I know it's 10:18 on a Monday night. A lot of us got work tomorrow. Got other things happening. But like I said, we're going live on Wednesday night. We're putting out another video tomorrow talking about my legendary upside running backs. And we're just having a good time. We're having a good time on this channel, growing, getting better at fantasy football, and of course building a community because there's not a ton of guys all the time that are just willing to talk fantasy football. So glad we're building it together. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hit me up anytime. Watch those videos that just dropped today and yesterday. If you haven't already, check in on our video that's dropping tomorrow at 4. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.